Basketball on this Tuesday night, the 83rd Annual National Trail Conference Basketball Tournament. And this one will be a battle of the Indians and the Indians. Yeah, Altamont and Neoga. Altamont, of course, knows their way around. This their place. They do a wonderful job, by the way, of hosting this year after year. Thanks to Mr. Fricknick, Mr. Kachuk, and Mr. Arnold, and everybody else on the staff here. Excuse me, and all the office staff, custodial help, and the cafeteria people. Oh my gosh, they put on a full court press to do a great job here every year. So thanks to everybody who has a part in making this such a great event. So again, getting ready for Altamont and Neoga. Altamont checks in with a 10-8 mark. Neoga is 8-8. So here you got the 3 and the 6 seeds. But one's 10-8, one's 8-8. That's how it is in much of the National Trail Conference this year. It's a season of parity among many of the ball clubs. That's why it was interesting to see how the seeding came down. And as a result, you've got the 3 and 6 seeds with pretty much identical records going at each other tonight. The winner of this ball game between Altamont and Neoga will play St. Anthony Thursday night in the 3rd game. The loser of this game will play North Clay in the 2nd game Thursday night. The 1st game Thursday night will be CHBC going against the winner, the loser of tomorrow night's 1st game. And I'm afraid I misspoke last night. I think I said the loser of the 2nd game Wednesday night will play CHBC, and that's incorrect. It's the loser of the 1st game tomorrow night between Dietrich and South Central that will play CHBC Thursday night at 5. So my apologies if I got that wrong last night. Wednesday's our triple header night, though, because of 9 teams in the conference. Got to accommodate all those teams, and that's how we're going to do it this year at the NTC Tournament. Matt will take a look at the starting lineups for this one, Altamont Neoga, when we're back in 90 seconds here on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Good luck to area teams at the National Trail Conference Tournament this week. From your F&N Napa Auto Parts store, use that Napa know-how for money-saving deals.
Bank anywhere, anytime with Go Mobile from Washington Savings Bank in Effingham. Good luck to all the teams at the National Trail Conference Tournament.
Leisure Times at Keller and Jefferson at Effingham has everything you'll need for your indoor and outdoor recreational needs. Leisure Times, where we specialize in family fun. Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today. Brown's Drug Store at 115 West Jefferson Avenue in Effingham is more than just a pharmacy. Check out their Hallmark cards, gifts, healthcare needs, and more. Martin's IGA Plus has everything you'll need to make a great meal, from certified Angus beef, fresh fruits and vegetables, and mouth-watering bakery items. Check us out at martinsiga.com. Crossroads Bank, your locally owned, locally managed, and locally committed bank, has 2 locations to serve you, on South Banker and on North Keller Drive.
For this one, Matt Robinson.
Well, thank you very much, Greg, as the Altamont High School Pep Band has been entertaining the crowd here between games, as they always do a nice job of that. It seems like somehow, some way, Altamont and Neoga match up in this NTC tournament one way or another almost every year. This year, Altamont comes in with a record of 10-8, and they are the 4 seed. Neoga, the 5 seed, with a record of 8-8 on the season. Neoga, coached by Bob Lockhart, he has been a veteran coach, to say the least. He's coached a numerous amount of places around the area, and he really seems to be enjoying his time here at Neoga, as he has got a good group to work with. A senior-heavy starting lineup, but one impressive freshman in that lineup as well is Reese Johnson. He is a 5'10 freshman. He'll be joined out there by Drew Raymer, a 6' senior. Caleb Hill will get the call. He's been a veteran of the National Trail Conference Tournament. He's played some big games for Neoga. He wears number 31. He's a 6'1 senior. Clayton Butler, another hard-working senior, a 6-footer, wears number 34. And Jackson Clark gets the call. He's a 6'1 senior, wearing number 33. A little bit of a different story for the Altamont Indians. They have a mix of some veterans, but some youth as well. Mitchell Stevenson, he is the leading scorer for this Altamont Indian team. Very athletic, 5'10 senior, wears number 2. He'll handle the ball a lot, work out of a guard position. He'll be joined out there by Alec Biggs. Biggs, the second leading scorer on the team, is a 5'9 junior, wearing number 20. Then a couple of sophomores out on the perimeter. Aiden Yarhouse, the 5'9 sophomore, number 22, will handle the point guard responsibilities a lot for this club. And Denver Dukewoods kind of plays the small forward spot. He's a 5'10 sophomore, wearing number 32. And in the middle tonight, it'll be Caleb Witt. Witt, a 6' senior, wearing number 42 for the Indians. Back out for the Tribe and has done a pretty good job of holding down the post for John Nieberge and the Altamont Indians. Again, they are 10-8 on the season. Bob Lockhart's Neoga Indians are 8-8 on the campaign as these two teams square off, and they'll try to earn the right to take on St. Anthony Thursday night in the semifinal.
Great crowd on hand. It's going to be a noisy crowd, I can tell. Neoga, after some rough years at 500 late in January, and Bob says, got to make some shots. He's feeling pretty good about it otherwise. And I think John Nieberge realizes as the hosts, they want to do well for sure.
Really the thing that jumps out at you about each of these teams, not a whole lot of size. Once again, Neoga's got a slight size advantage, you'd say, but their starting lineup only has a couple of 6'1 kids. Altamont doesn't have anybody that goes over 6 foot in the starting lineup, and they barely have anyone over 6 foot on their roster. Noah Teasley could see some action, the 6'1 sophomore, and that's really, about as big as Altamont will go, you would think, in this game, depending on the situations of the contest, I guess.
Both of these teams have been playing better lately, too. They were both right around or even under 500, and now they're both at or over 500. So both these teams have been posting some wins, and they'd like to see that continue.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look around the gymnasium, a lot of folks have stuck around from that first game because they want to see what they're going to be up against, whether it be the losers taking on Louisville North Clay or St. Anthony, wanting to get a look at each of these teams. And as Coach Rinker mentioned, and you might have as well, Neoga and St. Anthony just hooked up at the end of last week, and Louisville North Clay, for that matter, played Altamont on Saturday night. So there's familiarity kind of coming across the way with both ways, but at the same time, Altamont hasn't played St. Anthony yet this season, and so they're going to be interested, especially to see what Altamont does tonight if they would happen to win, the Bulldogs would. And, North Clay keeping an eye on Neoga and Altamont, getting ready for both of them as well.
Altamont and St. Anthony always play at the end of the year. I know lots of times St. Anthony's been here for Altamont's senior night, so it's just the way that the schedule breaks. Dustin White and I did the Neoga-St. Anthony game at Neoga, and Neoga played a great ball game. And St. Anthony won, but Neoga gave them all they wanted. It was a lot of fun that night. So we will expect them to be heavily invested. They've had a lot of years where it's been 1 and something or 3 and something, and now they're sitting at 8-8 coming into the tournament. They want to see things going well. I wonder if in the back of their mind, Neoga might be thinking about the Christmas tournament. They were doing pretty well heading into Monticello, and they didn't have a good Christmas tournament. Bob even talked about that with me once, and so we'll see how things develop. But they'd love to get off to a good start in this tournament tonight.
Altamont, of course, spent time in the Effingham Teutopolis Christmas Classic over the holidays, and came out of that with a 2-2 record. They picked up their first 2 wins ever in that tournament, as last year they went 0-5 and lost a couple of heartbreakers, if you remember.
They sure did.
And they battled Effingham tough, came up with a loss in that one, but it really seemed like that even might have been a little bit of a turning point for the Indians, that they played them tight, and then they came up with the win in the next 2 games.
It's always a good thing if you're in double figures and wins coming into this tournament. That's a sign that it's going pretty well for you. And we haven't mentioned, congratulations, Coach Nieberge. I hope he's been getting his proper amount of sleep. His wife just had a little girl last week, so that certainly changes everything.
The officials toss it in the air. Altamont wins the tip, and we're underway as Neoga sets up in what appears to be a zone. Maybe a man defensively. Altamont works the baseline to Stevenson, kicks it out top to Duke with top of the key three is good, and Altamont takes a quick lead, 3-0.
Well, that's a zone buster for you right there.
Neoga working the ball up court. Altamont appears to be picking up in man-to-man defensively. Neoga's working it around the perimeter. Drew Raymert has it out top. Well, we've seen a lot of these Neoga kids over the years as Raymert is working against Yarhouse. They go on the side. That's Jackson Clark with it. Down in the corner to Butler. Butler slings it out top to Caleb Hill. Caleb Hill works it down in the corner to Raymert. Raymert from the right side, goes right baseline, gets all the way underneath, sticks it up and in.
Well, he said, look, here's an unimpeded path to the basket. I'll take this, and it's 3-2.
Stevenson brings it up the left side, raises up on a quick three, shot no good, rebound taken down by Clayton Butler. Outlet to Drew Raymert, pass up court, batted down by Yarhouse, picked up by Biggs, ahead to Yarhouse, reverse layup, he got it.
Nice second ever, good extension to get that shot up and over the rim.
Aiden Yarhouse with his first 2 points makes it 5-2 in favor of Altamont. As right at the timeline, Johnson has it knocked loose, but Reese goes back into the backcourt to pick it up again for Neoga. He's working on Stevenson. He gets it over on the side to Butler. Butler swings it out top to Hill. They work it around to the left corner to Drew Raymert. Raymert's going to take left baseline, and as he made the move, he's bumped, and we'll have to sort out which Indian was there, as there's a pair of them.
Fouls on Dukewitz. Denver's first on either team.
6:23 to play in the first quarter as Neoga triggers the inbounds from underneath. They get it back in the corner to Caleb Hill. He'll drive baseline. Shot up, no good because he's fouled. And there's another Altamont personal.
Whip probably got him. Let's see. Yep. Caleb's first. And Altamont picks up a couple of quick fouls here.
So Caleb Hill will try to get Neoga a little closer. They trail 3-2 in the early moments of this contest. Free throw is up for Hill, and it's good. So it's 5-3 now with 6:18 to play in the first quarter.
Caleb, one of those kids Matt was talking about that's played an awful lot of games here in this tournament.
This free throw is up off the rim, no good. Rebound still being tipped around and finally touched last, they say, by Neoga.
Evidently, Jackson Clark got a hand in there. Altamont gets the ball.
So Altamont faces a little full court pressure. They lob it over the defense to Dukewitz. Dukewitz brings it up the right side, gets to the top of the key, finds Biggs left wing. Biggs holds, now penetrates to the free throw line. Little up and under shot, around and out, no good. Wow. Rebound taken down by Clayton Butler. His pass is kicked into the corner to Johnson, and Johnson wasn't exactly where Butler thought he was going to be, and the pass ended up in the hands of Bob Lockhart. That's never good.
Whole of the crowd, I'll bet 98% thought Biggs' shot was going in. Man.
2 minutes gone in the first quarter. 5-3. Altamont with the lead and the ball as Stevenson's handling on the perimeter. Guarded, nice job out there by Jackson Clark, staying right in front of him. So Stevenson swings it around the perimeter to Yarhouse. Back to Stevenson at the elbow of the free throw line where he's met by Raymert, and there's a whistle and a foul.
First foul on Neoga. Johnny Meinhardt agrees it's on Raymert.
So 5:49 to play in the first quarter as Altamont still holding on to the 5-3 lead. Triggers the inbounds in the corner to Witt. Witt out to Stevenson. Free from just off the top of the key. No good as it rattled out. Rebound Jackson Clark. Ahead to Reese Johnson. He had a little trouble with it. He'll hand it off, though, to Clark.
Watch this kid over the course of the game, Matt. He is worth admission. He's a freshman. He is smooth.
Working it around the perimeter. They get it to Johnson. Johnson leaves it over on the side. Jumper off the glass from Clayton Butler is good, and the game's tied at 5.
So there's one assist. I don't keep assists as a rule, but this kid makes everybody else better.
Yarhouse penetrates the lane for Altamont. Leaves it with Dukewitz in the corner. Back out to Yarhouse. Yarhouse working on the left side. Picks up his dribble, needs some help. Ball knocks loose, but there's Dukewitz cutting to the basket. Reverse layup. Oh, he left it short. Rebound taken out of there by Jackson Clark again. He hands it off to Reese Johnson, and Johnson of Neoga gets it across the timeline to Raymert.
Neoga with a 4-0 lead on the boards.
There's a pass in the lane, picked off by Stevenson. He's bringing it up court. Behind the back dribble, he got it hung up on his hip, and the traveling violation will give it back to Neoga.
One for Altamont, 2 turnovers for Neoga.
So Drew Raymert will bring it up court with 4:44 showing on the first quarter clock in this tie ball game, 5-5. Raymert flips it ahead to Johnson. Johnson tries to go underneath. It's batted in the air, but Butler is able to control it, leaves it over on the side to Clark, and Clark sends it back out top to Raymert, and Neoga reset. They go to Butler, to Johnson in the right corner. A little pick and roll. Back to Butler. Shot off the glass. Oh, he left it short. Witt has the rebound for Altamont, and as he tries to clear it out of trouble, a whistle and a foul, and that's going against Neoga and Jackson Clark.
It's Altamont's first rebound.
Really?
Jackson Clark's first foul. 2 on Neoga.
So Caleb Witt bounces the ball in for Dukwitz. Dukwitz will run the point this time. They shuffle that point position around between about 3 or 4 kids. Biggs has it now on the right wing as Neoga's definitely in a zone. Altamont's trying to diagnose it. They've got it out top to Stevenson. Stevenson, jump pass, back out to Yarhouse on the side to Biggs. Yarhouse, he has to track it down out top to Biggs, to Stevenson, left wing. Stevenson puts it on the floor. He draws a crowd, passes tipped, but it goes right to Yarhouse, who moves through the lane, and Aiden sticks it up and in.
Got around 2 defenders to get that shot up and in.
So it's 7-5. Altamont takes the lead back with 3:40 to play in the first quarter. Johnson gets it across the timeline, leaves it with Butler, right wing. Butler out top to Raymert. Raymert finds Johnson right side. Tried to go underneath, and Dukwitz steps right into the passing lane, and he gets the steal on the third turnover from Neoga. Dukwitz pushes it up. Now leaves it with Stevenson. Stevenson cut off in the left corner. Out to Dukwitz to Yarhouse. They go to Biggs right side. Neoga covers him up quickly. They know his reputation as a shooter. Biggs fired it out top to Yarhouse. Now back to Biggs. Now back to Yarhouse. Hey, back to Biggs. He's over on the right side.
Taking it easy on you.
They go to Stevenson now out top. Over to Yarhouse left wing. Back to Stevenson. Gets a little screen. Moves in. Now backs out. And leaves it again with Biggs at the top of the key. To Yarhouse to Biggs. Biggs goes right side. Cut off by a pair of Neoga Indians. Quick pass to Stevenson. Right pass to Biggs. Biggs skips a pass across the lane to Dukwitz. He puts up a runner from 12. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Butler as Hill and Witt go way out of bounds, tangled up trying to battle for the rebound.
3 boards for Butler already.
Neoga pushed it up court. Meanwhile, Altamont got back defensively. It was 4-on-4 for a while until those other two could get up there. Johnson handling on the right side. Leaves it on the wing with Hill. He drives baseline, stops and pops. 10-footer a little strong. Rebound, Yarhouse went up and got it for the Indians of Altamont. 22 brings it across the line with 2:22 to play in the first quarter. Leaves it with Biggs out on the perimeter. They go to Yarhouse, corner to Dukwitz. They left him wide open for 3. Shot's a little strong. Rebound to Caleb Hill. So Neoga with a chance to tie, maybe take the lead as they cross the timeline with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Reese Johnson fires a pass over to Caleb Hill. Hill goes to Butler. Jumper from 15, no good. Rebound tapped around. It's into the hands of Reese Johnson, who squares up, and he buries the little jumper. So he ties it up at 7.
Neoga's got 7 points, but 4 kids have scored already.
Altamont, a quick pass up ahead to Dukwitz. Dukwitz looked back for Caleb Witt at the elbow of the free throw line, and Witt just squared up and buried the 15-footer. He gives Altamont the lead back 9-7 with 1.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Skip pass over on the side to Raymert. Drew in the left wing gets it out top to Clayton Butler. Butler goes to Hill for a 3. Shot no good. Rebound tipped around, still tipped around. Raymert has it in the corner, and he throws it off of Dukwitz, who did everything he could to catch it, but just couldn't hang on.
Whoa, wholesale changes.
Couple for Neoga, 1 for Altamont.
Johnson and Hill sat down for Neoga.
Looks like Mitchell Cornell is in the ball game, a 6'2 junior. And got to find the other one here. Number 13, there we go. Levi Peters is in the ball game. Meanwhile, Altamont sent Noah Teasley in for Caleb Witt. Neoga's been working the inbounds around the perimeter. They fire it underneath. Raymer couldn't handle the hot pass. It was a tough one to catch in a crowd, and it goes off Neoga for their 4th turnover of the first quarter.
Altamont just 1 turnover so far. But Neoga with the edge on the boards. They have an 8-2 rebound edge so far, so that's keeping them close.
Altamont walks the ball up court, looking over the zone. They get it to Biggs. Wing 3, shot no good. Rebound taken down by Mitchell Cornell, and Teasley went up over the back trying to get to the board.
I think Cornell's shirt coming out of his shorts also might have been a hint that there was a foul. Teasley called for his first. Altamont with 3 now.
We talked about the future being bright the other night. Altamont's running with a senior, 3 sophomores, and a junior out there right now. Meanwhile, Neoga pushes the ball up court. They get it back, top of the key three. Mitchell Cornett, no good. As Cornell couldn't connect, rebound Stevenson. Stevenson was trying to get it up court, and he's disappointed that he got fouled from behind because he was wanting the advantage that Altamont looked like they were going to get.
So Cornell missed the shot, picked up the foul. His first 3 on Neoga.
Lane Andrews into the ball game as he replaces Jackson Clark for Neoga. Andrews, number 30, 6'1 senior. Altamont triggers the inbounds to Biggs in backcourt. He fires it ahead to Stevenson. Stevenson back to Biggs. Altamont looks like they might be content for the last one as they're now under 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Neoga is extending their zone defense. No one close enough to Biggs yet to count and force a count though. Biggs will hand it over to Stevenson. Stevenson standing in the center circle, now takes it slightly to the left side. He's looking to start the offense. Duquid comes to set a screen. He goes opposite of it. Stevens lost the handle, picking it up and was Lane Andrews. He got up in the air, didn't realize he had as much time as he did, then decided to not shoot it. But by the time he put it back on the floor, it's a travel. So Altamont's second turnover, Neoga's fifth. And with 2.4 seconds left, Yarhouse triggers from the sideline. They get it to Stevenson, who was pushed way before a shot that was made.
Smart by Stevenson to go ahead and put it up. You never know.
And now with 1 point...
Because he made it, by the way, folks, for those of you that aren't watching.
But with 1.6 seconds left, Yarhouse gets it to Stevenson. There's a three. It's blocked, and apparently there was no contact on the shot as the quarter comes to a close. Wow. After one period of action in the 4-5 matchup, we told you they're always good. It's Altamont 9, Neoga 7, high school basketball in the NTC Tournament on 97.9 XFM.
Special Pet Foods, where your special pet's palate is our priority. All the best brands with none of the hassle, located at Rickelman Plaza in Effingham.
Let our experienced employees at Ride Furniture help you with your furniture and accessory needs. Whether it's just a chair or a house full of furniture, Ride's Furniture and Flooring in Diedrich can help.
Niemerg Steakhouse has been appreciatively serving Effingham and the surrounding communities for the past 36 years. Niemerg Steakhouse, proud supporters of the local and area high school sports.
Whether it's for a comprehensive eye exam or to check out the latest and greatest in Oakley, Maui Gem, or Ray-Ban Ophthalmics, visit Dr. Tony or Chris Weber at Weber Optics, located in both Effingham and now open their second location in Altamont and the Opelka Wellness Center. Weber Optics, where good vision is always in fashion.
We're with you everywhere you go.
Everywhere. The app has me connected all the time.
Get our app at the App Store or Google Play. 97.9 XFM.
Effingham 32. So Lincoln in front of Lady Arts. That would just be their second loss of the year.
It's Neoga ball to start the second quarter of action as they're swinging the ball around the perimeter. They've got it with Levi Peters. He gets it out top to Lane Andrews. Back over on the wing to Caleb Hill. Hill sends it across to Mitchell Cornell, who drives into the lane and smashes into an Indian. And I could almost guarantee you it's Denver Duquid. He's taken a number of charges this year for the Indians, and there's another one.
Mitchell Cornell picks up his second foul. He's just been a few minutes. 4 fouls on Neoga, and Neoga's first turnover this quarter, but 6 in the game already.
Altamont looking over the zone defense. They've got it with Biggs. Biggs skip pass to Stevenson. Fills up for the three. No good, but he's hit on the shot, and he's going to the line for 3 free throws.
Lane Andrews called for his first foul. Coaches just hate that when a kid does that. First foul on Andrews, 5 on Neoga so far. Altamont was 4 of 11 in the first quarter, 36%. Neoga 3 of 8, 38%. Altamont didn't go to the line. Neoga was 1 for 2. Just 2 turnovers for Altamont, 5 for Neoga. But Neoga out-rebounded Altamont 9-2 in the first quarter. Altamont was 1 for 5 on threes, and Neoga 0 for 2.
Stevenson's first 2 free throws, 1 good, 1 not. He's 1 for 2 thus far. So he's going to try to go 2 for 3 and push Altamont to an advantage they haven't seen yet in this game. Here's the next one. It's nothing but net. That was his best free throw of the 3 at the line. He has 2 points. Altamont up 4, 11-7. Neoga across the timeline. Pass was kicked out top as Stevenson got the steal, but they say he used his foot to do it.
Had a great idea, and it was a heck of a soccer move.
If you haven't seen Mitchell Stevenson, he is a tremendous athlete. There's no two ways about that.
He is coiled and ready to spring, man.
Reese Blank takes the pass in backcourt. Gets it over across the timeline with a pass to Levi Peters. Back on the side to Reese Johnson. Johnson loads up for a three, and he buried it.
He hadn't been out far enough yet. That was a 3.5.
I was a little surprised he pulled the trigger, but it went through to make it a one-point ball game with 1 minute gone in the second quarter. Altamont has it with Stevenson. Takes it over on the right wing. Now out top to Yarhouse to Biggs, left side. Biggs back to Yarhouse, top of the key. Dribbles it to the right wing. Now to Biggs. Biggs, top of the key, over the left wing. Now pass to Stevenson, right back to Biggs. Skip pass to Dukewitz. Corner three on the way. No good. Rebound tipped high in the air by Teasley, and then it's picked out of the air by Stevenson, and Stevenson sticks it up and in. So it's 6.5 to play in the second quarter. Altamont back ahead 3, 13-10. Neoga, though, gets it up court. Leaning in for a shot. It's no good by Lane Andrews, and he ran over Teasley to get the shot away.
So 2 offensive fouls on Neoga now, and it's the second foul on Andrews after Cornell picked up his second, and 3 changes here for Neoga.
Jackson Clark into the ball game. Drew Raymert returns. Also returning is Clayton Butler as Cornell sits down, as you mentioned. So does number 13, Levi Peters. Somebody else sat down, too.
By the way, Evan Fritcher's not available for Neoga tonight. He's still hurting. He has been battling. I asked him, "You getting close?" He said, "Oh, I'm hoping for the day I'm healthy."
Altamont tried to work a backdoor lob to Stevenson, but that pass was way too tall. It sailed out of bounds for an Indian turnover. Just their first of the quarter. 2 minutes into the second period. Reese Johnson gets it across the timeline. Bounces it to Caleb Hill. They go out to the top of the key to Clark. Clark looks for the cutter. They find Reese Johnson, who goes backdoor. He has 7 of Neoga's 12, and they're back within 1, 13-12.
Johnson's 3 for 3 from the field.
Altamont gets it high post. Stevenson, 15-footer from the free throw line, no good. Rebound comes out long, and it's tracked down by Clayton Butler.
4 rebounds for Butler. He's got a nose for the ball.
Johnson crosses over, gets to the free throw line. Nice look underneath for Butler. Shot no good, but he was fouled as he'll head to the line for a couple. Teasley was down there, so was Stevenson. We'll see who they give it to.
2. Mitchell Stevenson got it. His first. Altamont with 4. So 2 kids for Neoga have 2 fouls apiece, but they only have 6 as a team.
Free throw on the way is good for Clayton Butler. That ties the ball game up at 13.
Altamont sitting on 4 fouls right now.
Caleb Whitt back in. Noah Teasley out for Coach John Nieberge, as they've only gone 6 deep thus far in the game. Neoga at the free throw line. Butler hits that one, giving them their first lead of the night, 14-13. Altamont looking to remedy it. They pass it up ahead to Yarhouse. Corner 3, no good. Rebound pulled out of the air by Caleb Hill, and Bob Lockhart wants to talk. 5:23 to play in the second quarter. Neoga leading 14-13. We'll be back to the NTC Tournament in 30 seconds on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Good luck to area teams at the National Trail Conference Tournament this week. From your F&N Napa Auto Parts store, use that Napa know-how for money-saving deals.
Bank anywhere, anytime with Go Mobile from Washington Savings Bank in Effingham. Good luck to all the teams at the National Trail Conference Tournament.
Out after they grab the rebound, and they're looking to add to their 1-point lead.
They have not missed in the quarter. 2 for 2 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line.
Reese Johnson handles the ball, gets it up court. They pass it over on the side to Jackson Clark, who's immediately double-teamed. Altamont applying the full-court pressure. They hit Butler underneath, who wasn't expecting the pass. But taking it out of there was Johnson. He tried to throw a pass back into the lane. Biggs picked up the loose ball for Altamont, drives it up court, and he's fouled.
Yeah, Raymert got him. That's 6 fouls on Neoga. They've got 8 up on the board, which I think's correct. Johnny Meinhardt signaling 1 and 1. I've only got them for 6. I'm sorry, I have them for 7. So I'm off by 1, but I agree they're in the bonus.
Alec Biggs goes to the line for a 1-and-1. Held scoreless thus far. That's unusual for Biggs. His first free throw is up and good.
Neoga does have 3 kids with 2 fouls now. So you might keep that in mind. Raymert, Andrews, and Cornell, 2 apiece.
That one for Biggs is good again. So Alec into the scoring column with a couple of free throws, and he gives Altamont the lead back 15-14 with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Johnson crosses the timeline with a pass to Raymert on the left side. They get it top of the key to Butler. Butler swings it around the perimeter to Clark. They try to go inside. Ball's knocked loose by Yarhouse, but tracking it down in the corner was Jackson Clark.
Clark made that pass, and he went back to get it.
They work it around the perimeter. There's Raymert driving the left side. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Stevenson. Ahead to Witt in traffic. He kicked it in the corner to Biggs. Neoga did a great job of getting back defensively. Yarhouse out top. Penetrates. Leaves it in the corner with Duquid. Back to Yarhouse. Now they go to Biggs. Corner 3. No good. Rebound taken down by Hill. Caleb Hill secured the board and got it safely to Reese Johnson, who fires it up court quickly. They've got it in the hands of Clark. Clark goes to Raymert, left corner. Back out top to Butler. Butler to Hill. Hill moves to the free throw line. Now leaves it on the side with Clark driving into the lane. Shot is good as he's fouled.
Altamont called for their 5th foul. That's on Yarhouse, Aiden's first tonight.
So Jackson Clark is giving Neoga the lead back, 16-15. They look to get to their largest lead if he can knock the free throw down, but it's off the side of the rim, no good. Stevenson a rebound. Outlet to Duquid, ahead to Yarhouse. Yarhouse in the right corner. Holds. Now is going to bring it back out top. Ball knocked loose from behind. Raymert poked it free. Johnson picked it up. Johnson fired it back ahead to Drew Raymert, who sticks it up and in on Altamont's second turnover of the second quarter. And all of a sudden, Neoga's up 3, 18-15.
They've shot the ball really well. 1 miss so far in the second quarter for Neoga.
Altamont trying to solve this zone that's really spread out on the 2-3. They're really chasing it out on the perimeter.
And the 3 ball's not going down.
Stevenson drives into the lane, and he ran into a player. That was Clayton Butler, who took the charge, and that could be a big foul in this ball game.
And the second on Stevenson. That's their 3rd turnover this quarter.
So with 3:30 to play in the second quarter, they're going to take a little extra time to mop up the floor here.
Altamont Stevenson's the only kid with 2 fouls. Again, Neoga has 3 kids with 2 fouls.
Altamont's going to trust Stevenson to stay in the ball game right now with those 2 personals. Neoga up by 3 with a chance to add to their biggest lead of the night. 18-15 as they inbound it to Reese Johnson. Johnson working on Biggs, 20-on-20 as Johnson gets it across the timeline with a pass to Raymert. Raymert goes baseline, nobody there to help. He sticks it up and in.
Baseline's been open every now and then for Neoga.
Altamont trying to answer. They hustle it back up court. Stevenson runs to the free throw line, pulls up for a 15-footer, no good. Rebound Clark, outlet to Johnson. Neoga up by 5, looking to add to it again. They've got it with Butler. They swing it to Clark, left wing, drives into the lane, pulls up, shot rattles around, no good. Tip is missed by Raymert. This put back by Raymert is no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It's last touch by Altamont. It'll stay with Neoga, as Neoga is going to get another opportunity off of a couple offensive rebounds.
They're going to win time of possession this way.
Inbounds, nice play to Reese Johnson, but he was going up for a shot. Caleb Hill wasn't expecting the pass, and all of a sudden Johnson tried to dump it down to him. It looked like he was wide open for the easy shot to me.
I think everyone in the gym is wondering why Reese Johnson didn't shoot the ball. Man.
Altamont will try to take advantage as they bring it up court, trailing by 5. They get it to Biggs, right side. Biggs skips to Stevenson, pulls the trigger on a 3. It's off the rim, no good. Rebound saved inbounds by Neoga. And then, as they got it ahead to Raymert, Raymert was running when he caught it and didn't get the ball put down on the floor for a turnover.
Neoga is ahead despite 10 turnovers already. 10 turnovers in the game, and they're still up on the scoreboard.
So Altamont's just struggling to shoot from the field. And now we'll have a timeout. 2:34 to play in the first half. It's Neoga 20, Altamont 15. High school basketball in the NTC Tournament on 97.9 XFM.
Leisure Times at Keller and Jefferson at Effingham has everything you'll need for your indoor and outdoor recreational needs. Leisure Times, where we specialize in family fun. Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today. Brown's Drug Store at 115 West Jefferson Avenue in Effingham is more than just a pharmacy. Check out their Hallmark cards, gifts, healthcare needs, and more. Martin's IGA Plus has everything you'll need to make a great meal, from certified Angus beef, fresh fruits and vegetables, and mouth-watering bakery items. Check us out at martinsiga.com. Crossroads Bank, your locally owned, locally managed, and locally committed bank, has 2 locations to serve you, on South Banker and on North Keller Drive.
2:34 to play in the first half of action of this quarterfinal game of the NTC Tournament, the 83rd Annual NTC Tournament. Altamont Neoga hooked up at a good one here. Neoga up 5, 2015.
Live video and audio streaming, remember.
There's a pass that Biggs went way up high to catch in the corner. He secured it, brought it out top where he left it with Yarhouse over to Dukewitz. Dukewitz on the right wing, flips it out top to Yarhouse. 2:15 and counting here in the second quarter, as Dukewitz is holding on the right side, directing some traffic.
Altamont.
Now they work a backdoor lob for Stevenson. Up in the air, he catches it and puts it off the glass.
That was pretty. That's a big bucket. Stevenson has 6 in the quarter. Everybody else has 2 for Altamont, so that was huge.
20-17 the score, under 2 minutes to play. As baseline, driving is Clark. Stops, pops. Jumper from good from 10. Jackson Clark has 4, and it's back to a 5-point edge for Neoga. Altamont crosses the timeline. They get it in the corner to Dukewitz. Squares up on a corner 3. It's long. Rebound, finally grabbed by Johnson. He brings it up court for Neoga. Stops, pops. Long 2. It's good.
He didn't fish off that time.
Johnson leading all scorers with 9. Makes it 24-17 with 1:24 on the second quarter clock. Stevenson in trouble. Kicked it out to Yarhouse. Yarhouse over on the side to Biggs. He's on the right wing. Gets it top of the key to Stevenson. Stevenson out to Yarhouse. Neoga leading this one by 7, 24-17. Biggs. Pass was tipped by Neoga, then hit the official, who was standing out of bounds, so it's out of bounds to Altamont.
Yeah, Johnson got a hand on that, so Altamont will retain possession, pardon me. And thanks Chris Faust and an official to be named later, our 3 officials tonight.
Caleb Witt has a seat for Altamont as Noah Teasley returns for the Indians. Neoga sends in Levi Peters as well. Inbounds for Altamont. They swing it in the corner to Biggs. Biggs goes out top to Stevenson, who had to track it down at the timeline. Got there just in time. Altamont resets. Dukewitz with it out top. They go to Stevenson, who now calls out another play.
You reckon Bob Lockhart sleeps well after a game?
He works hard during it.
Man, oh man.
Altamont rifles a pass. Stevenson underneath to the cutter. Biggs catches and sticks it up and in.
So they've been able to get the ball inside and get a couple of buckets. They didn't for like 5 minutes of the quarter, but they've cashed in a couple of times now.
Altamont trying to get a stop. Neoga trying to add to the 5-point lead again. Hill sends it out to Johnson. He's on the right wing, about 4 feet beyond the arc. Matched up with Biggs. Now Johnson brings it to the center circle and calls out a play. Crosses over, gets to the top of the key, and now backs it out again. Working on Biggs. Johnson holding for the last shot. Now they get it to Hill. Hill's going to drive left side. Leans in, shot off the glass, rattles home with 5 seconds. Altamont going to push it up court. Stevenson to the timeline. Raises on a half-court shot. It hits the rim and the backboard and comes off no good. Neoga, after 1 half of action here at the NTC Tournament, leads Altamont. Your halftime score is Neoga 26, Altamont 19. You're listening to high school basketball in the 83rd Annual National Trail Conference Tournament on 97.9 XFM.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Good luck to area teams at the National Trail Conference Tournament this week. From your F&N Napa Auto Parts store, use that Napa know-how for money-saving deals.
Bank anywhere, anytime with Go Mobile from Washington Savings Bank in Effingham. Good luck to all the teams at the National Trail Conference Tournament.
Special Pet Foods, where your special pet's palate is our priority. All the best brands with none of the hassle, located at Rickelman Plaza in Effingham.
Let our experienced employees at Ride Furniture help you with your furniture and accessory needs. Whether it's just a chair or a house full of furniture, Ride's Furniture and Flooring in Diedrich can help.
Nemoga Steakhouse has been appreciatively serving Effingham and the surrounding communities for the past 36 years. Nemoga Steakhouse, proud supporters of the local and area high school sports.
Whether it's for a comprehensive eye exam or to check out the latest and greatest in Oakley, Maui Gem, or Ray-Ban ophthalmics, visit Dr. Tony or Chris Weber at Weber Optics, located in both Effingham and now open their second location in Altamont and the Opelka Wellness Center. Weber Optics, where good vision is always in fashion.
We're with you everywhere you go.
Everywhere. The app has me connected all the time.
Get our app at the App Store or Google Play. 97.9 XFM.
Markowitz is 1 for 6 from the field. That one that he made is the only 3 that Altamont's made so far. So he has 3 points with 1 foul, no rebounds. Caleb Witt made a shot, has a foul, has a rebound, and 2 points. Noah Teasley picked up a foul. 9 and 10, the quarters for Altamont's 19 points. Now for Neoga, Reese Johnson, the freshman, 4 for 4 from the field, including a 3. So he's sitting on 9 points already with 2 rebounds and no fouls. Drew Raymert, 3 for 6 from the field with 3 rebounds, 2 fouls. Caleb Hill, 1 for 3 from the field, 1 for 2 from the line for 3 points. Hill with 3 rebounds and no fouls. Clayton Butler, 1 for 3 from the field and 2 for 2 from the line for 4 points. But he has 5 rebounds and no fouls. Lane Andrews only stat 2 fouls, so that's why we haven't seen him much in that first half. Jackson Clark got a start tonight, and is a good call by Coach Lockhart. He is 2 for 3 from the field and 0 for 1 from the line with 3 rebounds and 4 points and a foul. Mitchell Cornell picked up a couple of quick fouls off the bench, missed a shot, grabbed a rebound, and Levi Peters is placed. 7 and 19, the quarters for Neoga's 26 points. So 26-19, Neoga leads Altamont by 7, and those are the stats. Let's set it back to the studio, and I'm guessing Brian Dust has some scores for us.
We do have just a time for a few scores here, guys, at that Little Illini Conference Tournament. KZ Westfield won in the boys' game tonight over Marshall 63-49, and after 3, Robinson is ahead of Flora 49-26. At the half, at Mount Zion, T-Town ahead of Mount Zion 27-20. A final as Cumberland defeated Palestine Hudsonville 63-39. At the half also, Lincoln ahead of Canton 37-9, and Charleston ahead of Sullivan at the half 46-14. One girls scorer, you may have an update, Greg, but after 3 it was Lincoln ahead of Effingham 36-32. I hope you have good news.
I don't have good news if you're a Hearts fan. Hearts finally got ahead by 2 with 22 seconds left. Lincoln got 3 points. I don't know if it was on a three-pointer, but they got 3 points. Lincoln 42, Effingham 41. So after Effingham held on for a 1-point win last night, they suffer the 1-point loss to Lincoln, 42-41. Dustin White had told me, you watch that Lincoln team, Greg. He'd seen them play the Hearts in postseason last season, and he said they're going to be a load. And they proved it tonight. They came to Effingham and got the win 42-41. So that's the first loss in the Apollo for the Effingham girls, just their second loss of the season. Wow. And their week is not nearly over. They got another game, I think maybe tomorrow night. They're playing T-Town Friday night. So, and a game will be broadcasted on KJ Country.
Here at Altamont, it's 26-19. Neoga leading the Altamont Indians in this 4-5 matchup, and it's Altamont ball to start the second half of action. Neoga appears to be picking up in a man-to-man defensively as Duquid fires it across the timeline to Aiden Yarhouse. Yarhouse on the left wing, looks top of the key for Biggs. He loads up for a 3. That's off the mark, and the rebound comes down to Reese Johnson. Johnson gets it across the timeline with a pass to Raymert on the left side. Johnson comes back to get it out at the top of the key. Leaves it over on the side to Clark. Clark hands it back to Johnson now as Altamont's in the man-to-man. Raymert gets it to Hill. Hill loads up for a 3. Off the heel of the rim, no good. Rebound, though, Neoga, and Reese Johnson claims it at the free throw line. He takes it out to the perimeter, turns, loads up for a 3, no good. Butler gets in there, and he grabs the rebound, and he sticks it up and in.
Boy, Neoga's just owning the boards. They're getting as many shots as they need.
So Butler has 6, and now it's a 9-point advantage. Yarhouse dribbles into the lane, flips up a runner. It's no good. Rebound Butler. Neoga looking to add to their biggest lead of the ball game, but Stevenson steps in front of a pass and picks it off. He's driving up court, gets around the defender, layup, missed it. Rebound Witt, though, clears it out of trouble to Biggs. Biggs has it poked free from behind by Raymert. Johnson is there to pick it up. Altamont back defensively as Neoga sends it around the perimeter to Raymert. He drives baseline, leans in. The shot was knocked away, but Butler was there to grab it. His shot spins out. Yarhouse, this Altamont rebound. That's rare tonight. Altamont pushes it up court to Biggs. Biggs under the basket, sends it out to Yarhouse, over to Stevenson. Top of the key 3 is off the mark, and Biggs grabs the rebound for Altamont. He drives into the lane. Offensive foul. No, it's blocked. The officials are talking about it. We'll sort it out here. No, they do give it a charge. That's what I thought it was going to be.
So Alec Biggs called for the offensive foul, his first foul tonight, and Altamont's second turnover of the quarter.
So now the officials are looking for a towel again to clean up some perspiration on the floor. That often happens when a charge is taken.
You generally have some cleaning up to do. Update on that T-Town game with Mount Zion. After 3, I can tell you, if I push the right button on my phone, it tells me that Teutopolis leads Mount Zion 44-32. That'd be a good win for the Shoes.
Neoga trying to get the lead up to double figures. If they can score this trip, they'll do so. Hill bounces the pass in for Johnson. Altamont picks up in a half-court trap. Johnson sees it, spins it over to Raymer. Altamont in a zone defensively, a half-court trap. Raymert and Johnson playing catch out top. Raymert has it now, loads up for a deep 3. It's off the mark. Rebound hits out of bounds along the baseline, and nobody touched it, so it'll go to Altamont.
It seems like Neoga's shooting more threes. I'm not sure why. They really were on a roll in that second quarter, taking the ball inside. The threes aren't dropping. Let's see if they change that strategy here.
Neoga switched back to a zone this trip. Altamont swinging it around the perimeter. Yarhouse with it out top. He's directing traffic now, trying to set up a new play against the zone. As Stevenson comes to get it, now flips it back to Yarhouse over to Biggs left side. Biggs shuffles it to the top of the key and leaves it with Yarhouse. Skips it to Stevenson, corner to Duquid. He drives the baseline, gets inside, sticks it off the glass. It's good. Denver Duquid with 5 now in the ball game and makes it 28-21.
Each team with a bucket in this quarter.
Butler holding on the wing, gets it out top to Raymert. Raymert finds Johnson. Oh, nope. Stevenson steps in front for the steal, drives for the layup, and he missed it. Ball came out of his hands. He's looking for a foul. Nothing there. Raymert grabbed the rebound, brings it up to Hill. Hill double-teamed in the lane, forces up a shot, no good. Butler with the rebound. Out to Raymert for a corner 3. He hits it. Drew Raymert with 9, and Neoga's up 10.
9 rebounds for Butler already.
31-21 the score. Stevenson around his man, and there's a hand check as Stevenson made the move into the lane.
Jackson Clark, a little too obvious on that one. His second foul. That's first foul on Neoga in the half.
The 4:54 to play in the third quarter. 31-21 the score. Altamont inbound in the corner to Stevenson. He hands it back to Yarhouse. Corner 3 is short. Rebound Raymert as Neoga continues to clean up the board. They push it ahead quickly, get it in the lane to Butler. Butler finally controlled it, kicks it back out to Johnson. Johnson moves in the lane, stops, pops, 10-footer, no good. Offensive rebound again for Neoga by Jackson Clark this time. And as he tries to go up for a shot, he's fouled.
It is just phenomenal how Neoga is owning the boards in this game. They already have 9 in this quarter, Matt.
Gee whiz. Free throw on the way, eventually. Is off the heel of the rim, no good for Jackson Clark.
Biggs got that foul, so Alec picked up one on each end there.
Noah Teasley into the ball game to replace Caleb Witt. It's been these 6 the whole time for Altamont, and Witt and Teasley have just substituted for each other. The other 4 have stayed on the court the entire game. Here's the next one for Neoga, and Jackson Clark sinks the free throw. He has 5, and Neoga is now up by 11. 32-21, that's their largest lead of the game.
Altamont has 2 points in the quarter. Just a rough night of shooting.
They just can't seem to solve the riddle of this zone, and they can't knock down the outside shot to force them out of it.
And don't have anybody really big to penetrate, try to go inside to somebody.
Stevenson tries to work along the baseline. He's bumped out of bounds, and a foul's whistled against the Neoga Indians.
Johnny Meinhardt says it's on Caleb Hill. His first. Neoga's second in the half.
Inbounds goes out to Duquid, now on the side to Stevenson. Loads up for a 3. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Johnson grabs the rebound, and he's got his Indians on the run. Takes it up the left side, layup, good. Reese Johnson with 11 makes it 34-21. Now a pass is almost picked off, but Duquid gets it. Slings it into Teasley. Shot blocked by Raymert, and he comes out of there with the rebound. What a defensive play by Drew Raymert. They get it on the baseline. Jumper up and no good for Clark. Fight for the rebound. Aiden Yarhouse had it, and he was fouled from behind.
I think Clark got him. The old case, if I missed a shot, I commit a foul. Jackson Clark's third foul. That's 3 now on Neoga.
34-21 the score with 3:47 to play here in the third quarter. Substitutions for Neoga. Lane Andrews back into the ball game. 6'1 senior wearing number 30. Also in Mitchell Cornell. He's back. He's the 6'2 junior. Altamont skip pass across the big. Baseline they go to Stevenson. Stevenson's bumped, and there's a foul again on Neoga.
Butler got him, pretty sure, since Mitchell all of a sudden changed directions.
You think the Butler did it?
And not with butter knife in the pantry either. Third foul second foul. First foul on Butler. I'll be all right.
Here's the inbounds. Altamont swings it back into the corner for Biggs, and Alec Biggs hits a three. That's a big bucket for Altamont as they finally knock down a perimeter shot, making it a 10-point ball game.
Second made three of the game for Altamont, but Neoga's only made two.
Altamont goes into a 1-3-1 half-court defense. Neoga has Raymer and Johnson playing catch out top. Now Johnson kicks it back over to Raymer. Three from the wing, left it short. Rebound, Stevenson flashes in to grab the board. He looks up court. Tried to go to Teasley. It's off his hands, but right to Yarhouse, who squares up for a 10-footer. No good. Biggs a rebound, and as he tried to go in, he's fouled. Foul before a shot, but Altamont keeps possession underneath.
Maybe nobody was looking, and it came after the shot. But after Yarhouse had delivered the shot, he got hooked, and no call, and Altamont was mildly upset. They missed that one.
Caleb Witt back into the ball game for Teasley. Lob in to Stevenson. Catch in the lane. Shot no good. All in one motion. Rebound finally Johnson. Outlet ahead to Raymer, who tracks it down. Saves it behind the back pass. And somehow Cornell came down with it in the lane.
Like a flying Wallenbus.
Now Johnson penetrates. Leaves it with Cornell baseline. Passes off of Stevenson, then off of Cornell, and out of bounds to Altamont.
I again see Johnson should have shot that ball, and I understand he's a freshman, but he plays with such confidence. Man, and then they end up with nothing out of the play.
16 games into the season, he's had a lot of court time for a freshman.
You bet.
Altamont works the ball up court against the zone. Neoga sees a skip pass go in the corner to Duquesne. Out top to Biggs. Biggs penetrates, leaves it with Yarhouse. Altamont trailing by 10. They get it to Biggs. Free throw line jumper is good.
That was good all the way.
Alec Biggs has 9. Altamont back within 8 after trailing by as many as 13. It's 34-26. 2:10 to play in the third quarter as Johnson crosses the timeline. He's in the center circle. Altamont in the man-to-man. Johnson around Stevenson. Hooks a beautiful pass underneath the Butler, and Butler sticks it up and in, and Neoga takes a 30-second timeout as they restore the 10-point lead. With 1:59 to play in the third, it's Neoga 36, Altamont 26. You're listening to high school basketball on the NTC on 97.9 XFM.
Leisure Times at Keller and Jefferson at Effingham has everything you'll need for your indoor and outdoor recreational needs. Leisure Times, where we specialize in family fun. Tom Henderson State Farm Insurance helps people manage the risk of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and help you realize your dreams. Contact Tom Henderson today. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Northside Ford on North Keller Drive in Effingham will find a car that works for you. Check out their selection of cars and trucks today.
36-26. They'd led by as many as 13. Altamont cut it down to 8. Neoga just scored to push the lead back to double figures, and now it's Altamont ball.
Everybody has lots of timeouts left if you're thinking about late inning strategy.
Aiden Yarhouse trots it up court. Skip pass over to Duquesne. Duquesne's on the right side. Sends it left wing to Biggs. Biggs fakes the drive. Now takes the 3. Left it short. Rebound Johnson on the run. He's got teammates with him. Hooks the pass to Raymert, and Raymert sticks it up and in.
That was fluid.
Altamont pushing it right back up court. There's Stevenson driving through trouble. Gets into the lane. An offensive foul. We've got 2 officials with 2 calls.
Butler's up and running down the floor already. He's trying to sell it. It's on Stevenson.
So that's a great job by Butler by reading the play and getting in position.
Stevenson's third. Altamont's third turnover this quarter.
Minute 30 to play in the third quarter. Altamont trailing by 12, 38-26.
3 fouls on Altamont.
Johnson crosses the timeline, gets it baseline. Driving underneath there is Andrews. Runs into a crowd, spins out of it with a pass to Johnson. Johnson gets it to Butler. Now back to Johnson, who goes to the center circle. Hooks a pass inside to Raymer, who cuts through the lane. Missed the layup. Rebound Stevenson. He pushes it up the right side into the lane. Sweeps in. Shot up and good. How'd he flip that in there?
He needed that, man. He hadn't scored in a half.
He cuts the lead back to 10 with a minute to play in the third quarter, 38-28. Johnson crosses the timeline, leaves it on the side with Cornell. Cornell to Raymert, underneath the Butler. Butler just had the pass go right through his hands, out of bounds, and it belongs to Altamont off the Neoga turnover. Their fourth. Levi Peters into the ball game for Drew Raymert, as Altamont will try to get it back to single digits.
Raymert's thinking, man, I should have had that.
Neoga sets up in a 1-1-3 when they bring it up the court, but then they just kind of flatten out and spread it into a 1-2-2 type of thing. Altamont holds the ball on the perimeter. Coach Nieberge says, we got to go, we're down. Now, backing into the lane with Stevenson. He tried to kick a pass off on the side to Yarhouse, but it's taken away, and a nice defensive play by Levi Peters, and then Altamont reaches up and fouls him after they turn it over for the fourth time.
Yarhouse is second. That's 4 on Altamont in the half.
So Peters comes back out of the ball game as Raymert is back in. 23 seconds to play in the third quarter. Altamont's in a man-to-man as Raymert's going to handle it this time. Brings it across the timeline, matched up with Yarhouse. Shakes into the lane, now leaves it on the side with Butler. Back out to Raymert. 10 on the clock. He tried to go to Cornell. Pass went right through his hands, and it's out of bounds. Unforced error. The fifth turnover for Neoga here in the quarter. Gives it back to Altamont with 8 seconds left. And there's Raymert out and Peters back in.
And this could be huge because could have been up 12 or 13. Now Altamont can get back within 8 or 7.
Dukewitz inbounds and backcourt to Stevens. 6 seconds on the clock as he crosses the timeline. 4. He's working a 1-4 low. He lost the handle. Has to fire a wild deep 3 at the buzzer, and that brings the third quarter to a close. After 3, it's the Neoga Indians 38, the Altamont Indians 28. NTC action on 97.9 XFM.
Brown's Drugstore at 115 West Jefferson Avenue in Effingham is more than just a pharmacy. Check out their Hallmark cards, gifts, healthcare needs, and more. Martin's IGA Plus has everything you'll need to make a great meal, from certified Angus beef, fresh fruits and vegetables, and mouth-watering bakery items. Check us out at martinsiga.com. Crossroads Bank, your locally owned, locally managed, and locally committed bank, has 2 locations to serve you, on South Banker and on North Keller Drive.
Visit us 24/7 at danheck.com and check out the specials we have going on right now. No one will sell you a new Chevrolet or Toyota for less. Let us prove it to you. See you today at Dan Heck Chevrolet Toyota, South Route 45 in Effingham.
Good luck to area teams at the National Trail Conference Tournament this week. From your F&N Napa Auto Parts store, use that Napa know-how for money-saving deals.
Bank anywhere, anytime with Go Mobile from Washington Savings Bank in Effingham. Good luck to all the teams at the National Trail Conference Tournament.
Thursday night in the nightcap, loser battles North Clay in the middle game Thursday night.
Yeah, we got a triple header for you Thursday night. 2 tomorrow night, 3 Thursday, 2 Friday, 4 Saturday. There's a lot of basketball still to go.
Altamont sets up defensively in a 1-3-1. Johnson penetrates, now gains in the corner with Hill. Now back out to Johnson, around to Raymert. Altamont's a little more aggressive in the defense. Raymert looks in the lane, turns, puts up a shot. It's no good for Clark. Rebound Altamont. They get it out of trouble and push it up court. Stevenson to Biggs. Biggs in the corner. Turns, moves for a 15-footer. It's in and out. Yarhouse with the rebound. Back out to Biggs for 3. It's off the mark. This rebound cleared out of there by Neoga, but Jackson Clark fell down with it before he got a pass away, and so Altamont will retain possession under the basket, or get it back at least. It's kind of a wild 30 seconds to start this fourth quarter.
Indeed.
Altamont works the inbounds from the baseline. Dukewitz penetrates, leaves it with Biggs. With 3 on the way, in and out, no good. Dukewitz, though, an offensive rebound. Gets it to Biggs. Fakes the 3, steps to the free throw line. Jumper from 2, good. Alec Biggs with 11. Altamont's back within 8, 38-30 with 7:10 to play. Johnson crosses the timeline. Leaves it with Raymart. Altamont's man-to-man this trip. They go out top to Butler. Butler to Johnson. Johnson in the corner. Matched up with Dukewitz. Picked up his dribble. Needing help. Looking, still looking. Skip pass all the way to Raymart. Raymart rifles the pass inside. Shot up, no good. The rebound for Neoga. Putback is good for Jackson Clark. He missed the first one, got the second one as he was fouled.
fifth foul of the half on Altamont. It goes on Biggs. That's 3 on him. So Stevenson and Biggs with 3 apiece for Altamont. That's 5 team fouls on each team in the second half.
Clark with the free throw, puts it up, and it's good. Jackson Clark has 8. Balanced attack from Neoga. 2 players with 11, 2 players with 8, and Caleb Hill has 3. That totals up to 41 as they have the 11-point edge over Altamont, 41-30. Yarhouse gets it to Biggs. Biggs fakes, now gets it to Stevenson. Stevenson back to Biggs. Pass was tipped, but Yarhouse is able to get to it. He's got it, moves to the top of the key. Lee, it spins, leaves it with Mitchell Stevenson for 3. It's short. Rebound taken down by Butler. Boy, a strong rebound there as he kicks it out to Biggs, or rather to Johnson.
10 boards for Butler.
Johnson crosses the timeline. Altamont in the man-to-man. Got it to Hill. They swing it out top to Clark. Nice backdoor cut to Johnson. Layup, though he missed it. Rebound, Yarhouse. Altamont looking to get it back to single digits. They drive underneath. Big spins. Puts up a tough 10-footer. No good. Rebound taken down by Jackson Clark. Ball knocked out of bounds, but it's off of Altamont as Stevenson was down there hassling them.
Third quarter, Neoga 5 out of 15, Altamont 4 out of 16. That'll pretty much give you the story of that quarter.
41-30 with 5:50 to play here in the fourth quarter. Neoga sends it to Raymer. He's trying to go baseline, and he stepped out of bounds. So it'll go to Altamont.
He threw it off an Altamont kid, but after he had already stepped out of bounds.
Tony Klitzing checks in for the first time for Altamont. 6'2 junior replaces Denver Dukewitz. Altamont brings it up court. Stevenson to Klitzing. Klitzing bounces it to Yarhouse around to Biggs. Biggs shuffles it to Yarhouse. Now goes to Stevenson. Nice catch in the traffic. But Raymer's there then to tie him up. Possession arrow favors Altamont, so they'll retain it. Yarhouse looking to inbounds from the sideline as the official wipes off the basketball.
Be on the air just after 6 tomorrow night with a doubleheader. Dustin White will come over to join me for the broadcasts tomorrow night while Matt's trying to get that team to postseason as far as his junior high squad.
Altamont works it to Biggs. Biggs baseline Klitzing. Skip pass to Stevenson. Stevenson jump stop in the lane. Had to try to get rid of it as he was kind of held up for a second. Threw him off balance. He wanted to get it underneath the wit, but that pass was way too hot to handle. Altamont turns it over for the first time in the fourth quarter.
Excuse me, deeper into postseason, I should say, Matt's squad tomorrow night.
Neoga has Johnson out on the right wing with it. 5 minutes to play. Neoga leads by 11. They swing it to Hill. Hill in the left corner. Gets it out top to Butler. To Johnson. Johnson's at the top of the key. Gets to the free throw line. Stops. Hands it off. Now they go right back to Johnson. Reese, guarded by Klitzing. Bounces the top of the key for Hill. Hill swings it out top to Clark. Clark to Johnson. He takes the left baseline, flips up a runner. It's off the mark. Rebound. Neoga finally has it. Hill puts it up and in. Caleb Hill with his 5th point. Back to a 13-point edge, matching Neoga's largest lead of the night. Altamont's got to answer in a hurry, but this zone has really slowed him down. Klitzing steps to the baseline. Kicks it over to Yarhouse. Left wing 3. Good. Hayden Yarhouse connects for his 7th point, and John Nieberge wants to take a timeout. It'll be a full timeout with 4:16 to play in the fourth quarter. Neoga 43, Altamont 33. NTC action on 97.9 XFM.
Special Pet Foods, where your special pet's palate is our priority. All the best brands with none of the hassle, located at Rickelman Plaza in Effingham.
Let our experienced employees at Ride Furniture help you with your furniture and accessory needs. Whether it's just a chair or a house full of furniture, Ride's Furniture and Flooring in Diedrich can help.
Nemerg Steakhouse has been appreciatively serving Effingham and the surrounding communities for the past 36 years. Nemerg Steakhouse, proud supporters of the local and area high school sports.
Whether it's for a comprehensive eye exam or to check out the latest and greatest in Oakley, Maui Gem, or Ray-Ban Optomics, visit Dr. Tony or Chris Weber at Weber Optics, located in both Effingham and now open their second location in Altamont and the Opelka Wellness Center. Weber Optics, where good vision is always in fashion.
We're with you everywhere you go.
Everywhere. The app has me connected all the time.
Get our app at the App Store or Google Play. 97.9 XFM.
4:16 to play in the fourth quarter. Neoga with the 10-point advantage. Altamont's going to pick up a little more full court pressure, it looks like.
Yeah, Altamont's really had to depend on the three with his defense that Neoga's employed, and they got the three to drop that time. Let's see if they can get a stop here. If you're Neoga, though, you're wanting them to keep on pushing it inside and get another basket.
Altamont trying to trap. They leave a wide open Butler underneath, but he didn't turn to go to the basket. Instead, gets it out to Raymert. Raymert's going to penetrate. Leaves it inside. Ball knocked loose. The officials talk and say it's off of Altamont as Jackson Clark caught it in a crowd.
It's real easy for me to be some guy sitting in the stands, but it looked like Raymert had a pretty good shot all by himself when he passed it up. So Neoga maybe being a little too unselfish.
Under 4 minutes to play, though. They lead by 10 as Hill comes out to get it on the perimeter after he got it from Clark. Now to Johnson. They're just working a flex offense against this man-to-man. Now Altamont tries to trap out top, but able to get out of trouble was Butler. He leaves it with Johnson. Johnson goes to Clark. Clark sees the double team coming, dribbles, now picks up his dribble, and he slid his pivot foot. 3:30 to play in the fourth quarter. Altamont forces the turnover.
Brian Danks and Bob Lockhart somebody had a somewhat, I don't think it was Bob, rather animated conversation most of the way down the floor. Second turnover on Neoga.
Altamont works the inbounds to Biggs. Biggs back to Stevenson. Left wing three, in and out. Rebound Butler. Butler secures the board, gets it to Johnson. Crosses timeline with 3:13 and counting.
I've never seen Mitchell have a shooting night like this. It just won't go in.
Raymert in the corner. Would have took that three earlier in the game, but passes it up now. Instead, drives baseline, leaves it with Johnson. Out top, they swing it to Hill after a pass to Butler.
Why make 4 passes when you can make 5, huh? Taking more time off the clock.
Under 3 minutes. Now they'll drive into the lane, and sticking it up and in is Jackson Clark. He has 10, and now there's a pass picked off as Hill steals it. Altamont tried to push it up court, instead turned it over. Their second turnover of the quarter, and now in backcourt, Denver Duquitz picks up a foul as he tried to swipe it away from Johnson.
That's 6, so still a common foul. Second on Duquitz.
2:40 to play, 12-point advantage for Neoga. They inbound it to Johnson. Johnson brings it up the right side. Now gets into the lane, bounces it underneath for Butler, and that ball slips right through his hands, out of bounds. Pass was a little low, and Coach Lockhart is talking to his youngster. Third turnover for Neoga.
Boy, Altamont has to convert here.
Down 12, 2:30 on the clock. Stevenson tried to hand it off to Yarhouse, and the pass never made it there, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by the Indians as Raymert got in there to mix it up, and he got it off of the Altamont Indians.
Altamont's third turnover this quarter. Neoga has 3 as well. Boy, Neoga has played an excellent ball game tonight.
They're up 12 with 2:20 on the clock. Raymert sees the double team coming, dribbles around it, gets it to Hill, puts up a shot. It's good as he's fouled.
Well, that might be the killer right there. I didn't think that had a chance of going in, and he got it with a lot of strength. Caleb Hill got that shot up over the rim and in. Fouls on Caleb Witt, his second, and that's 7. So bonus time here for Neoga as if they needed it.
Hill hits the free throw, converting the three-point play, making it 48-33. The 15-point lead is the new biggest lead of the night. Now Altamont crashes into the lane. Stevenson knocks down 2 Neoga Indians, and there's a charge on Altamont.
His 4th foul, 4 turnovers on Altamont in the quarter.
Frustrating doesn't begin to describe the night for Altamont, I wouldn't think.
10-5 edge this quarter. It's just been little bitty margins, but Neoga has been able to steadily build on the margin over the course of this second half.
That's a good point. They haven't ran away, but they've just kind of pulled away methodically. Altamont's shooting woe, especially from the perimeter, has led to this.
And if you're a Neoga fan, you'll understand why I'm saying this. It's their turnovers that hasn't let them run off and hide in this game. They've committed 18 turnovers tonight. They're going to win the game.
Neoga beats the press. They get it ahead to Raymert. Raymert bumps out at the timeline, and Duquitz is called for the foul.
So it's bonus time now, remember. Duquitz's 3rd foul. But Altamont's got to have the ball.
Yeah, and Raymert will step to the line, but already the team's 9th foul, so this is the last 1-and-1. Raymert puts the first one up, and it's nothing but net. Boy, that was pretty. He has 12 in the ball game. 49-33, Neoga leads with 1:58 to play.
T-Town beat Mount Zion 60-50. Roughest game of the century, somebody told me. Can't imagine that playing Mount Zion and think it's a rough ball game.
Well, Raymert commits a free throw line violation. He knew he'd left the shot short, so he tried to go get it earlier. So the shot doesn't count against him, but the turnover does. Teams 4. Altamont gets it to Biggs to Stevenson. Stevenson loads up for a deep three. It's no good. Biggs with a rebound, turns, puts up a shot. It's around and good. Biggs has 13. Altamont's back within 14, 49-35. Johnson in backcourt, working against Duquid. Still working on him. Now gets by him across the timeline where Stevenson picks him up. So Johnson leaves it with a teammate. That's Jackson Clark, and immediately they foul Clark.
Caleb Witt's third foul, and that's double bonus.
49-35 with 1:29 to play. Neoga's going to take on St. Anthony in the semifinal, while Altamont will have a rematch, a game just played Saturday night against North Clay. This one will be on Thursday night.
Dietrich and South Central in the first one tomorrow night, then St. Elmo Brownstown and Windsor Stu Straws. We should have a couple of good ones for you tomorrow night.
That St. Elmo Brownstown Windsor Stu Straws game has my interest peaked. First free throw, good. For Jackson Clark, he has 11. His next one's up. That's good as well.
But Clark's been huge, man. He's got 7 in the fourth quarter for Neoga.
He has 12, tied for the team lead in scoring. Altamont across the timeline. Stevenson, a three, he hits. Mitchell Stevenson has 11, making it 51-38. And now there's another foul in backcourt. So it looks like they're going to try Caleb Hill at the free throw line.
Alec Biggs picks up his fourth foul. So Stevenson and Biggs with 4 apiece, but show's about over.
51-38 with 1:18 to play. Caleb Hill looking to get into double figures. First free throw is good, so he has 9.
And he has 6 in the quarter. So the experienced kids are coming up big here at the end.
Free throw, good. So Caleb Hill has 10. That's 4 Neoga Indians in double figures, and they've scored 53 points.
That's sharing the wealth.
Altamont works it over to Yarhouse for a 3. Shot no good. Hill a rebound, and he'll run it up court. He takes it all the way down to the baseline where he's double teamed, sends it out to Raymert. Minute on the clock. They're going to trap Raymert. Now they reach around, try to knock it loose. They did pop free, but Raymert grabs it again. He'll spin it back over to the corner out top. Now brings it to the top of the key. 50 seconds left. Altamont's not fouling, but they're chasing. Now a ball knocked free in the lane. It's loose on the floor. Neoga. Now finally a jump ball called, as Butler was actually laying on the legs of Denver Duquid as they were trying to tie him up down there, and finally they did, but the possession arrow favors Neoga.
Wasn't a whole lot Denver could do. He was sort of prone and pinned.
And guess what? We need another towel.
Not at all surprised.
So that's good. We want to make sure nobody gets hurt in the final 40 seconds of this ball game. As it's 53-38, a 15-point advantage for Neoga.
37 rebounds for Neoga tonight.
To me, that's the biggest stat in the game.
That's phenomenal.
They just dominated the glass.
Yeah. Altamont has done better in the second half.
Inbounds was tipped by Altamont. I think it was tipped, by Jackson Clark, and then it goes out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Indians of Altamont.
That's 5 turnovers. That's 20 turnovers for Neoga, and they're going to win this game.
Yeah.
5 each quarter, Matt. So they've spread them out.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Stevenson tries to force up a 3. It was blocked. Got his own rebound. Flips up a 2. It's too strong, and Hill has this board for Neoga. Clears it to Raymert. Raymert sees the double team. Tries to dribble around it. He does. Got tripped. Oh, they say it was a travel.
I agree.
I thought he might have stumbled over a leg, but officials say nope. Turnover to the Altamont Indians.
His leg.
Well, maybe.
His leg.
Oh, somebody's leg. Yeah. Altamont works the inbounds to Stevenson. Back to Duquid. Duquid probably traveled. Shuffles a pass off to Witt. Witt underneath couldn't hit the shot. Rebounds tapped out of bounds off of Neoga.
Altamont has had a rough night shooting the basketball.
Yarhouse.
No denying that.
looking to trigger the inbound. Still looking. Finally, Biggs cuts towards him, throws up a shot from 2, no good. Rebound, Caleb Hill. 10 seconds on the clock. Hill gets it across the timeline to Raymert. Raymert's going to try to just hold it over there. They're going to allow him to do it, and he's going to dribble the clock out as the Neoga Indians come up with the 53-38 victory here in the quarterfinal matchup of the National Trail Conference Tournament. That means Neoga will take on St. Anthony in the nightcap on Thursday evening. Altamont will battle North Clay in the middle contest Thursday night's tripleheader. Again, the final score here in this one, Neoga 53, Altamont 38. You're listening to the NTC Tournament on 97.9 XFM. Here's our first upset of the tournament. Although it's just the 4-5 matchup, that's pretty much a pick'em game every year. And this time Neoga came out ready to play. Altamont really didn't have an answer for the effort and enthusiasm of Neoga, especially on the glass, as Neoga had a big advantage in the rebounding column. Altamont struggled to shoot from the field, and that pretty much sums up the contest here, as Altamont put together quarters of 9, 10, 9, and 10 for their total of 38. Neoga had quarters of 7, 19, 12, and 15 for their total of 53. Impressive again for Neoga, the fact that they put 4 players in double figures scoring 53 points. They were led by Jackson Clark's 12, and Drew Raymert had 12. 11 points from Reese Johnson. Caleb Hill added 10, and Clayton Butler, almost double figures. He finished with 8. Lane Andrews and Mitchell Cornell took time on the court as well for Neoga tonight. For Altamont, Alec Biggs finished with 13. Mitchell Stevenson added 11. Aiden Yarhouse had 7. Denver Dukewoods 5. Caleb Witt 2. And also into the ball game for the Indians tonight was Noah Teasley and Tony Klitzing. So that wraps up the scoring here as far as that goes. Greg's been working on the stats. We'll send it back to the studio and come back with a chat from each of the coaches. We'll check on Greg's stats and scores from around the area as well. You're listening to high school basketball on, well, actually, we see Coach John Niebrugge has just made his way up to the booth. So we want to get the coach on as quickly as possible when they arrive. But he is actually going to head on over and talk to a few other people. So let's go ahead and take that break as we had planned. The final score again here is Neoga with the win, 53-38 over Altamont. You're listening to the high school basketball and the NTC tournament on 97.9 XFM.
Hi, Roy Schmidt with Roy Schmidt Honda.
the last month of the season, just the concept of the defensive end of the floor and try to rebound the ball. And the other thing we've worked hard on is those things that don't show up in the box score. You got to tip your hat to Clayton Butler. As many charges as he takes, it sort of changes the concept of the game a little bit. But our whole club, they scrapped and demonstrated that they wanted to be in that winner's bracket, and that's a good win for them.
Absolutely, they did. You improved to 9-8 on the season, and really, in my mind, won the game in a couple different categories, but the rebounding advantage was huge in this ball game. 39-16 is what we had.
Right, and we started the game in man just because I don't like starting in zone. I want our guys to get going a little bit. It always worries me coming right out of the gate, being in zone and standing a little bit. And then we primarily played the rest of the night in our zone. And, it's amazing with kids, like with Stevenson, we were so concerned about his shooting and his ability to put it on the floor as well, complete offensive player. And sometimes the zone sort of just takes the offense out of that nature, of what they do naturally. And I thought we extended our baseline guys extended well, got out on shooters at times, and forced them to continue to try to beat us from long range. So, tip of the hat to our kids, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, generally speaking, if someone did shake free on the perimeter, there was another teammate there on the weak side to help, and that's always big.
Right, and basketball's a funny thing. I know Altamont and John, they've made shots in some ball games that they took tonight, and it just worked out in our favor. And, again, to finish off the defensive possession with the rebound. And then, I thought at times offensively we looked pretty good, and then at times I always describe it like being on ice skates. And we just passed up, I thought, a lot of easy opportunities, especially in transition where our spacing wasn't real good, and just making that pass and cut when it needed to be to finish off. But, we scored enough points and, again, caught them on a night where the ball didn't go in a hole, and we're fortunate to be moving it on.
Yeah, very balanced attack from your kids on the offensive end. That's a nice feature when you have 5 players finish with 8 points and above. And in a game where you score 53, that just shows you never know. You can't just focus on one kid, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's something that we didn't do very well early in the season, November, December especially. We just, we were getting 2 guys scoring quite a bit, and we couldn't find that third guy to get up there with them, and then those other guys collectively as a group chipping in 6-8 points, and we talk a lot to them. Even if you're not making perimeter shots, how else can you score? Can you get to the rim? Can you get to the free throw line? Can you get an offensive board? Find a way to get involved offensively. And, sometimes it takes time, and hopefully we keep progressing in that area because we still got a ways to go.
Still a ways to go, as you mentioned, but a big step here to move yourself into the semifinals of this tournament, and you square off against St. Anthony, a team that you just played last week, and I wasn't able to attend the game, but my understanding was it was a pretty good battle throughout the night, and now each team kind of knows what to expect a little bit from each other as you match up in the semifinals here on Thursday night.
Well, I have a lot of respect for them and Cody and the group because and what they've accomplished, but also they're going to take people's best shot, especially emotionally. And I know our kids will be emotionally really ready to play and wanting to do that, but it still comes down to execution. Do what we can do. We'll go practice tomorrow, and I keep telling the kids we can't control who we play, what bodies they have, what athletes they have, and what they can do. We got to worry about what we do. And, you know exactly what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to keep them off the window. That's going to be very big. Stop their transition. And then when they do press us and trap us, that we can't turn it over repeatedly because they're one of those teams, I think, I don't know what you guys think, but their O to D and D to O conversion is really good. And if you turn it over 2 or 3 times in a row, all of a sudden it's that 6, 7, 8 point spurt on you that gets separation, and they're so good at that. And they have multiple players and they're deep, so it'll take extraordinary performance by us, but that's the way it should be when you play the number 1 seed, and our guys will be looking forward to that opportunity, and that's what they wanted.
I know the coach's nature is always to look right away to the next game, but I hope you enjoy this win tonight, and congratulations.
Well, we appreciate that. Appreciate everything you guys do.
Coach Bob Lockhart, nice enough to spend some time with us after the ball game as his Neoga Indians claim the victory here tonight over the Altamont Indians. And Coach John Nieberge has made his way over to the booth now, and I don't know how or why, but it always seems like Altamont and Neoga find each other in this National Trail Conference tournament, and this year it was into rhythm in this contest.
Yeah, we didn't shoot the ball well, but when you're not shooting the ball well, you should have other aspects that don't have off nights. And our defense and rebounding, that's what we pride ourselves on, and our defense was awful. Maybe that's my mistake that I didn't. We relied normally a lot on shooting, but the defense and rebounding just wasn't, the aspect wasn't there.
There's a saying, it's hard to look good when the ball's not going through the basket, but Altamont, as you mentioned, did force Neoga into some turnovers, but even then just couldn't even really get that transition game going.
Yeah, we didn't get the ones where we're out and running. I think a lot of them were probably dead ball turnovers, which those are better than the live ball ones. But, we count deflections, and I didn't look at the stats. I didn't want to. But I bet we didn't have very many deflections. We let them reverse the basketball over and over and over. And if you're going to play our pressure man-to-man, that's really hard to do when you let a team go back and forth. So, I could be the best XO coach in the state, but when you don't throw it in and you rely on 17, 16, 15-year-olds to work hard, sometimes it's just not your evening.
Well, Coach, it wasn't your evening tonight, but now the challenge is to be able to turn around and get your club ready for a game Thursday night against a North Clay club who's come out and played already twice in this tournament, and they've impressed Greg and I with their hustle and effort, and I know you matched up with them Saturday night, so that's a fresh game there for each team to build or to kind of base themselves off of.
Yeah, Coach Zink's got them working real hard. I know he's Ron Reed disciple, and he's gotten them, out in the passing lane, pressuring the ball, things that we like to do. But we played them last week, and we shot really well that game. So if we don't do that again, and we come out and we think it's going to be a 20-point ball game again, North Fay's going to bite us. Our goal now is to get 2 wins and move on to the rest of the season.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming up here after a tough loss, and we look forward to seeing the Indians on Thursday night.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Coach John Nieberge, nice enough to come up as well after the ball game as he hands Greg back the headsets. Let's let Greg work through